Robinson is running for the governor of North Carolina right now. He denies he's behind the comments that were made online. All of those comments, by the way, have been removed as of this morning. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson will no longer attend that rally. Earlier this week, CNN reported on graphic posts he allegedly made on a pornography site message board.
Trump's having a bad hair day, and it's not just because of the wind. His prized endorsement is blowing up in his face like a cheap spray tan. Want to know how Mark Robinson went from Trump's MVP to his most volatile problem? Stick around. We're about to spill more tea than the Boston Harbor. Remember when Trump called Robinson Martin Luther King on steroids? Yeah, those were the good old days. Like, last week, Trump was gushing over his new bestie faster than you can say cuff F. He couldn't stop praising Robinson, calling him a great guy and the future of the Republican Party. It was like watching a political bromance blossom in real time. But beneath all the lovey-dovey endorsements and backslapping, there was trouble brewing.
CBS 17 is your local election headquarters. Former President Donald Trump winning GOP caucuses in Michigan, Missouri, and Idaho tonight. We're now just a few days away from voters heading to the polls and casting their ballots for Super Tuesday.
Our coverage begins tonight with Justin Lundy with Trump's message to voters in Greensboro. And with Super Tuesday coming up in just a few days, both the former governor Nikki Haley and former President Trump held dueling rallies here in the Tar Heel State.
Trump's team started getting more nervous WhatsApp messages than a teenager caught sneaking out. You could almost hear the frantic tapping of thumbs as they tried to warn the boss about Robinson's baggage. See, Robinson wasn't exactly a clean slate. He had more skeletons in his closet than a Halloween store in November. There were whispers about some pretty spicy comments he'd made in the past, the kind that make even seasoned politicians blush. But Trump, being Trump, probably thought, controversial past, join the club, buddy. As the days went by, Trump's advisors were sweating more than a snowman in Florida. They knew something was coming, but Trump was too busy basking in the glow of his perfect pick to notice.
Allowing me to be here and allowing us to live in this blessed and prosperous land. I am Mark Robinson. I am the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina. And come November, I plan on being the first black governor of North Carolina. But I am not one of the political elite. I grew up poor as the ninth of 10 kids in Greensboro with an alcoholic father who beat my mother. I'd love to tell you that I graduated from high school, found success, never worried about money again, but I can't.
It was like watching a car crash in slow motion, but with more orange spray tan and bad hair. Then it happened. Robinson's dirty comments hit the fan harder than a seagull dropping on a freshly washed car. Suddenly, Trump's golden boy looked more like fool's gold, the kind of fool's gold that makes you want to scrub your eyes with soap after reading about it. And Trump's team went from singing Robinson's praises to doing damage control faster than you can say alternative facts. It was like watching a game of political hot potato.
More importantly, he's a brilliant guy, and unlike any other people practically in this country, I'll tell you what, he is going places. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Come on up, Mark. He's so great. He's a man, yeah, that's right, Mark. That's right. He just gave Ted a very big endorsement. Come on up here. Come on up. They love this guy.
With everyone trying to avoid getting burned by Robinson's radioactive comments. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for old Trumpy, it did. Because in politics, there's always room for more embarrassment. It's like a never-ending buffet of blunders, and Trump just grabbed himself a heaping plateful. But wait, folks, we're just getting started. This political roller coaster is about to take a turn that'll make your head spin faster than Trump's excuses. Buckle up, because we're diving into the dirty details that'll make even the most hardened political junkies cringe. It's time to see just how deep this rabbit hole of embarrassment goes. You know it's bad when even Trump's team is blushing. CNN just dropped a bomb bigger than Trump's ego.
Guys, thank y'all so much. I was a factory worker trying to work my way through school. And now today, I am standing on stage in Johnston County with the President of the United States of America. I said it out here before, and I'm saying it again. I am living proof that the American dream is not dead. It's alive and well. It's not even on life support.
And it's all about Robinson's old comments on porn sites. Yep, you heard that right. Our boy Mark wasn't just watching, he was leaving reviews like he was on Yelp. These comments aren't just bad, they're worse than Trump's spray tan on a rainy day. We're talking the kind of stuff that would make a sailor cover his ears and run for the hills. Robinson wasn't just sprinkling a few naughty words here and there. Oh no, he was writing whole essays that would make 50 Shades of Grey look like a children's book. Now, we can't repeat the worst of it here. We're trying to keep things PG-13, folks. But let's just say Robinson had some pretty interesting thoughts about women, and they weren't exactly presidential material. It's like he was auditioning for the role of creepy internet troll #1 instead of future governor. Why is this such a big deal for Trump? Well, imagine trying to win over women voters when your buddy's been caught talking about them like they're objects in a catalog. It's about as smooth as trying to ice skate in the Sahara. Plus, North Carolina is a crucial swing state. Trump needs it more than he needs his daily McDonald's fix. So how's Trump gonna respond to this mess?
Hello, Greensboro. I'm thrilled to be back in beautiful North Carolina with thousands of proud, hardworking.
Greeted by cheers from supporters who waited in line for hours, former President Donald Trump took the stage for his Get Out the Vote rally. The crowd gathered at the Special Events Center at the Greensboro Coliseum as Trump tries to add on another primary election victory over opponent Nikki Haley.
Will he throw Robinson under the bus faster than you can say you're fired? Or will he double down and claim it's all fake news? The suspense is killing us. Turns out Trump's campaign decided to go with the la la la, I can't hear you approach. Their press secretary Caroline Leavitt gave a response so vague it makes a fortune cookie look specific. She said, President Trump's campaign is focused on winning the White House and saving the country. That's it. No mention of Robinson, no acknowledgement of the scandal.
Trump addressed the legal battles he's involved in while touting his track record while promising North Carolina voters what he would do if he gets back in the White House.
And 1 week ago, we won South Carolina, beating a certain governor by unprecedented numbers and getting double the number of votes of any previous candidate. Day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content.
It's like they're hoping if they ignore it hard enough, it'll just disappear. But here's the thing, this problem isn't going away. It's sticking around like the smell of fast food in Trump's limo. Some of Trump's advisors are even whispering about dropping Robinson like a hot potato. They're more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Will Trump listen to his advisors and cut Robinson loose? Or will he stubbornly stick by his man, consequences be damned? One thing's for sure, this political soap opera has more twists than Trump's attempts to explain Kafef. Stay tuned, folks. This drama's just getting started, and it's promising to be wilder than Trump's hair on a windy day. Remember when we said this drama was just getting started? We weren't kidding. Trump's got himself in a pickle so sour, it'd make even his puckered lips pucker more.
I lost my car and my house. I was desperate. But you know, my story isn't unique. I lost 2 jobs, 2 manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA, which, by the way, Joe Biden voted for. Politicians in D.C. made bad decisions. People like me suffered. My heart dropped because years ago I held one just like it. It was bankruptcy papers. I could see the fear on his face. And it took me back to lying awake at night with that gnawing worrying, debating which bills weren't going to get paid.
His team screaming, abandon ship, but Trump's got his fingers in his ears, singing la la la, I can't hear you, louder than ever. Why is he being so stubborn? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, cause this ride's about to get bumpy. Trump's advisors are freaking out more than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. They're begging him to drop Robinson faster than he drops his McDonald's wrappers. But here's the thing, Trump hates admitting he's wrong more than he hates vegetables.
But there is hope, and I'm proof. My wife and I never gave up. We kept our faith. We worked hard. Under Joe Biden, grocery prices have skyrocketed, and gas has nearly doubled. In North Carolina, factories just like the one I worked at are closing, leaving families feeling hopeless. And made it through those tough times. Now I stand before you on the verge of becoming the first black governor of North Carolina.
It's like his kryptonite, but orange and with worse hair. So what's a guy to do when he's stuck between his ego and his advisors? If you're Trump, you double down, of course. Despite the scandal being stinkier than month-old cheese, Trump's not budging. He's standing by Robinson like Robinson's his last can of spray tan. But this stubbornness might cost him big time. The Democrats are having a field day with this mess. They're using Robinson's comments against Trump like a toddler uses crayon on freshly painted walls, relentlessly and with glee. It's like Christmas came early for them, and Trump's the gift that keeps on giving. The political implications, well, they're about as pretty as Trump's comb over in a windstorm. Sticking with Robinson might keep Trump's base happy, but it's pushing away moderate voters faster than Trump pushes away salads. On the other hand, dropping Robinson might make Trump look weak, and we all know how much he hates that. Will Trump finally cave and drop his endorsement? Will pigs fly? Will Trump admit he's balding? The suspense is killing us. But nope, our orange friend is doubling down because of course he is. It's like watching a toddler refuse to admit he needs a diaper change. Uncomfortable for everyone involved and getting stinkier by the minute. Trump's campaign is sticking to their guns, or should we say, sticking to their Robinson. They're focused on winning the White House and saving the country, which is code for, we're pretending this isn't happening and hope you'll forget about it too. But here's the kicker, this stubbornness might cost Trump more than just a few votes. It's like he's playing political Jenga, and Robinson's scandal is that wobbly piece that could bring the whole tower tumbling down. North Carolina is a crucial state for Trump's 2024 hopes, and right now it's looking shakier than his explanation of CUFF. So, what's next in this political soap opera? Will Trump's loyalty pay off, or is he digging his own political grave? One thing's for sure, this drama's got more twists than Trump's attempts to explain basic geography. Stay tuned, folks. The Robinson roller coaster is far from over, and it promises to be a wild ride. Think Trump's got North Carolina locked down? Think again. The Tar Heel state is slipping through his tiny fingers like sand in an hourglass. And here's the kicker. It's not just about North Carolina anymore. This mess could topple Trump's whole house of cards faster than you can say witch hunt. Now, you might be wondering why North Carolina's got Trump's tighty-whities in a twist. Well, it's one of those swing states that can make or break a presidential campaign. It's like the popular kid at school. Everyone wants to be their friend come election time. Trump needs North Carolina more than he needs his daily dose of Diet Coke and Twitter rants combined. But thanks to Robinson's porn site shenanigans, Trump's dream of painting North Carolina red is turning into a purple nightmare. It's like he tried to dye his hair blonde, but ended up with a weird lavender instead. The polls are shifting faster than Trump's stories about his inauguration crowd size. One minute he's ahead, the next he's trailing behind like a sad balloon at the end of a parade. And get this, those undecided voters, they're starting to lean towards Kamala Harris. It's like they suddenly remembered there's another option besides Grumpy Trumpy. They're looking at Harris's policies and thinking, hey, maybe this isn't so bad after all. Meanwhile, Trump's trying to explain why his bestie's porn comments are totally fine, probably. But here's the million-dollar question. Could this one scandal really flip a whole state? Well, stranger things have happened. Remember when Trump became president? Yeah, exactly. In the world of politics, scandals can spread faster than fake news on Facebook. One day you're on top, the next you're yesterday's CUFF. And it's not just North Carolina we're talking about. This Robinson mess could have a domino effect on Trump's entire campaign. It's like he pulled on a loose thread, and now his whole suit is unraveling. Other swing states are watching, and they're not liking what they see. Trump's team is probably sweating more than he does when someone mentions his tax returns. So what's next in this political soap opera? Will Trump finally cut Robinson loose? Will he double down and claim porn site comments are the new presidential standard? Or will he try to distract everyone by saying something even more outrageous? With Trump, you never know. It's like trying to predict what a toddler will do next. Impossible and potentially messy. One thing's for sure, this drama's got more plot twists than a telenovela on steroids. So grab your popcorn, folks. The Trump Robinson show is far from over, and the next episode promises to be a doozy. Will North Carolina be Trump's final act or just the beginning of his political downfall? Stay tuned. Well, folks, it looks like Trump's Martin Luther King on steroids turned out to be more of a political nightmare on Elm Street. Robinson went from golden boy to radioactive faster than Trump can tweet. CUFF. The lesson here, maybe do a quick Google search before handing out endorsements like candy on Halloween. Trump's stubbornness might just cost him the White House. He's clinging to Robinson tighter than his comb over in a hurricane. Meanwhile, North Carolina voters are running for the hills faster than you can say grab them by the browser history. But don't change that channel just yet. This drama's got more twists than Trump's attempts to explain basic geography. Will Donnie Diapers finally dump his problematic pal? Or will he double down and claim porn site comments are the new presidential standard? Stay tuned, America. This soap opera is far from over.